Hello, thank you. Good morning. Thank you for the invitation, Lucas. So, starting. NOS. Who is NOS? NOS. So we are from Portugal, small country in the west side of Europe, if you know. So here, what we do, in my case, I'm part of the OTT development for video streaming on the internet. Basically, the Netflix of Portugal, in some way. And speaking here a little bit of our transformation also. I will speak a little bit, very brief, of what my former speaker colleagues already said, but I think it's very interesting to contextualize our transformation. So I always like to start why we need to do this transformation with Flutter. So we were struggling a lot with talent rotation, so churn with our developers, it's huge in Portugal, at least in the last 4 years, so pre-COVID, due to a lot of mainly American companies coming to Portugal, starting new offices and capturing all the talent with, of course, better salaries than we offer. And also we needed to scale, to be more efficient, because at this time telcos are struggling a lot, because mainly NOS is struggling a lot because we are a national company dealing against international telcos that also operate in Portugal. That is Vodafone and Altice. So Altice is American, Vodafone, well, you almost everybody know Vodafone. So they operate in scale, multiple countries. We only operated in Portugal. So we have a very different level of scale, and that struggles a lot in the development. And of course, we need to optimize all the development of our ecosystem. So we mainly have one app for streaming, that is NOS TV. And when we look to our ecosystem, we have all these platforms. So from web, iOS, Android, native Windows 10 for Windows apps, Apple TV, PlayStation, yes, we have consoles. And yes, a lot of people see streaming on PlayStation and Xbox, mainly football. Why? Samsung, LG, Android TV, and that is Uma. Uma, it's our branded setup box based on RDK that works with Lightning JS, so a web-based environment. So if you look at this, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 code-based. And if we look at it, it's more or less 2 to 3 developers per each. So on these new times, it's being hard to scale. Each time that one developer leaves, it's hard to get a new one, contextualize, training, and so on. And we have, in terms of experience, 3 experience: the mobiles, the big screens, what we call big screen experience, and the television or the set-top box one. So we decided in a strategic way in 2024 that we are going to go to only 2. Mobile, Flutter, and big screens, Lightning JS. To take advantage of all the work that has been done in Uma, in Lightning JS. Now we have here the little guy that we never know what to do with. That is Apple TV, because Apple TV doesn't have official support for Flutter, doesn't have official support to Apple TV, and Lightning JS don't work well with Apple TV. So we come from 11 code-based to 3. So 1 for Flutter for mobile, 1 for Swift, we have to keep it up until we have a solution, and the new one with Lightning JS. So, but this talk, it's about Flutter, so I will only focus on the Flutter part. So, okay, we already know why we need to do it, where we are going to do it. I will jump this. So why Flutter? Of course, you are the everybody knows why Flutter. Why I will jump this part. So when we start announcing Flutter, here comes the challenges. Resistance. We have riots. All the developers didn't want it. Start, why Flutter? Why not Kotlin multi-platform? Why not Swift multi-platform? Why not React? And starting their own POCs, trying to convince us to not go to Flutter, the Flutter way. Nevertheless, we've made all the studies and we made POCs with Flutter, and a little bit like my former colleagues speaker said, we are very convinced Flutter is the way. So we need to in some way convince them, no, we have to go Flutter way, believe in us, this will happen. So we knew that this was going to be a very steep learning curve, that we will have very slow productivity at the beginning. So while we are learning, we were not being able to deliver, mainly because the teams are quite small. And the main point, that is the integration. So being an OTT app, we have three main requirements that has to be covered, and we can only do it natively because Flutter doesn't cover it right. That is video streaming, that supporting the codecs, the right codecs for each kind of platform, that needs to be in the native way. So the encoders, the codecs, so the codecs, the streaming technology. Each technology, Apple ones works better with HLS, Android and with Dash. So the packaging, the delivery of video streaming, it's different between platforms. And then the DRM. DRM, it's the encoding, so the encryption of the content until the device, the digital right management, so that the content is not stolen by piracy. So that at the end, that is one of the main pain points that we need to have it covered to be successfully on this transition. So how we start doing this? First of all, we got to the marketing, product owners, even the CTO, and say, guys, if you want to do this, we still believe on this transition, and it's very important for the next year because we are facing a lot of challenges in terms of development. Also, we would like to have another app that we need to do on top of the current one. We need to freeze development. So no more development for 2025 of the current app, and we need to focus fully on this transition. So until the end of 24, we will still do some development on the current app. We would just look to what are the features that we really need to cover until 2024, end of 2024, and then we will freeze the development and be totally focused on Flutter. Of course, for do this, we went to the developers. Okay, we want to do Flutter. What are your main concerns of learning Flutter? Because nobody knew Flutter, only by internet, by hearing there is Flutter, but since they have resistance, nobody wanted to learn, nobody cared about it. So we went to there, let's together try to understand what are the points that we want to cover in the training to go there, to do this way. And why do we need the training? Because we could say, okay, let's learn by ourselves, like some of the other ones that pick someone that are more senior, and he will learn and try to Polonize the Flutter on the team. But we said, no, it has to be somebody by outside, coming with a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, real use case development, and said, guys, this is the right way to do it, and we are here as a partner, as a training, and helping you out on this transition. So we thought about all the points that we want to be covered. Testing, CI/CD, it's very important for us. Then the third-party integration, like the SDKs for the video streaming, the video players, and so on, that we needed. So we start Googling it and to check it out who was one of the guys or partners that would help us on this transition. And we are always facing these guys. At least Mateus. Mateus is always in each in all conferences. Mateus is there. So we start looking. It's always this guys. This guy. Who is there? Lean Code. Where are they from? So Poland. Let's reach them. So I reached, and the first contact was with Lucas, and we got together right away. We start looking to what were our needs, and we start building a plan. So, sorry if I'm disclosing any confidential information, but I don't think so. So this was our plan. Then we tweaked it a little bit more. So this was more the typical training model, and this was our custom training model. That what would we really want to cover to be successful, because was not only about learning Flutter, but our real use case that we wanted. So and the way that we wanted to be is to be practical, to have a lot of coding, hence pair programming, because the developers really like to see pair programming. And we struggled at the beginning with Mateus. Mateus was giving a lot of slides, and they get, hey, too many slides. Let's do pair programming. We want to see code. We want to see stuff moving. We want to see code and want to see apps running. So then we changed. So the training was very adaptive. So while we were doing it, we were seeing how the team respond better. More slides, more theoretical, more practical. And they started doing more practical. And at one point we said, okay, you have already covered so many topics. Let's do a homework or an assignment, and give it to them. Each of them went to their position, to their laptops, trying to do the hands-on project for a week, and then they delivered, and then we analyzed together. Okay, you've done this right. The architecture, you split it well here. You probably have done. Could it done more unit testing here? So giving some feedback of what have they've done, of how each other deal with it, and learning on the process. Because at the end of the training, the thing was, okay, we went off the training. Now we are expecting to be completely efficient and be able to develop by themselves, and of course promoted the autonomy for about after the training. Of course, we already have and still have ongoing mentorship if you need something more precise, even on the integration of the SDKs. When we were going through, we also requested some support from Lean Code on that, and they were always very good on that. So what was our plan going to production? So between October, this is 2024, so October, December, we freeze the development, start making the plan, January, February, training, and then we started March doing our first app. So here we had the challenge. That is, I was saying at the beginning, so we are a Portuguese company with international companies fighting against them, although there is in some way some Portuguese proud of Portugal. Portuguese people are having a national one, so luckily we are the main operator in Portugal. So this gives us in some way some advantage. But in 2024, there came a new, there were not enough telco companies there. Became a new telco company to Portugal, a Romanian one called Digi, that basically blew up Vodafone and Telefónica in Spain with a very aggressive, low-cost model that it's not sustainable to operate with that margins, and they almost bankruptcy Telefónica, and Vodafone is struggling a lot in Spain. So then like they done a nice job in Spain, why not do it also in Portugal? And so in 2024 they came to Portugal with their low cost offer, and then we starting to okay, let's do also a new brand, a white labeled brand of NOS with a low cost model, trying to fight back this new company. That the new brand was called Woo. I don't know why it's Woo. Don't. Not even in Portuguese makes sense. Woo. So just to make it clear. And we started. So the thing was, okay, we already have NOS TV. Let's do a Woo TV that is the same as NOS, like doing the super app that is the same app for NOS and Woo in Flutter, and with less features than NOS to be a lower cost model. So we're starting to do in March. We are looking to the end of this month launch to production. The NOS app, so the Woo TV app that is the same as NOS TV with less features like an MVP, but with also a different design look and feel. So sharing the same design system but with a different look and feel. And then after it, we will keep going and developing the remaining features for NOS TV. So I was not looking. No, are they not playing? I was hoping this. Well, they are movies, so but they are not playing. Sorry. So, but this is the current production one, and those are the ones that we already have for NOS and Woo. It's slightly different, unless, but you do not see precisely. But it's the letters, the number of options. So, for example, if we have VOD, there we don't have VOD. In terms of features, have different feature sets, have different design systems. The icons are different, the fonts are different, even the spacing and so on. Even then the channels and everything are different. Here we can see the web part. So same stuff, but different fonts. The focus are different. One are rounded with the yellow, then is straight with green. But so the NOS and the Woo. So these are the results. So typically one of the points, coming just back to here, one of the main points of our concern of going from native to Flutter is these are video streaming apps. So usually people are using for a long term. Our average time of usage of the app is around 25 to 50 minutes straight in a day, because usually they use it in commute to watch or the news or to watch some series or some movie while they are commuting, and usually the streaming is so. One of the concerns that we have is this has to be Flutter needed to cover very well the memory usage and also the CPU usage. So we are very sensitive to this part in terms of performance, and we covered well. So here it's not possible to see. Once again, it's not playing the movie, but we have the video player streaming already working very well with a lot of dynamics that we struggled in native, and with Flutter was quite easy to do. And that was also a success that also we needed some help from Linko to do that they helped us very well. So 45 minutes, so streaming, well, and unless yesterday there was a peak of 90 minutes to see Portugal win to Germany 2-1. But so everybody has an average of 90 minutes to see the game. But usually it's 45 minutes to see. So what we learned, so to be successful here, we need the team has to be involved. Even if they don't believe in it, they have to be involved right from the beginning. We need to pass the right message, try them to understand, and be always involved. They feel that, okay, this is not us pushing you Flutter, let's do it all together. And in this way we were very, very successful. At the beginning we have drops, so we have 2 drops. One, even in the training, the guy that no, Flutter is not for me, and he left. Another one left after the training. So the ones that remained are even I didn't believe that some of them would love Flutter, but now they're loving Flutter. Although they are still, I like iOS, I'm a Swift developer, but they are loving Flutter. A little bit like, I don't know your name, it's very hard to pronounce, sorry. That is, the web developers start looking, yeah, now I can also develop apps. Mobile apps, and then the iOS. Ooh, now I also develop web, and they can also develop for Android, and they still feel that, have that feeling that, okay, now I can also develop. I have the skills to also develop for other platforms. Although they are very, it's in their core. I am a native one. I am native, but they are struggling. So continuous support with Lean Code in this case was very critical for us. Having always support if we have an issue, if we have a doubt, we always pinpointing them, and they're always helping that. And of course, tailorized training program to our needs, mainly on the video streaming, and because doing apps with the CRUD, we call the CRUD apps, so just forms and something, it's easy in some way. Video streaming, it's really the struggle. So in terms of performance, in terms of security, there is a lot of points that needs to be covered, and that point we needed a lot of support and a lot of training on that. So thank you to Lean Code for the invitation. Thank you all. So, and also thank you to my team. So this is the team that helped me out on this transition. And yes, we have a lot of girls developers, just to make, so it's 40% of girls developers that also love Flutter, by the way. And of course, there are also product owners here. And this was one of the main points, by the way. We made a Flutter transition event with the karting competition, just to start, okay, from this day on, no more native, Flutter on, with a karting competition, just to break the ice and start a new era. Okay, thank you for this.